Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mr. Bobbin or Malika, and in today's video and welcome to my new series called Vibe and Knit. So I'm gonna have like vibe and crochet as well, like when I'm actually crocheting, but this time I'm gonna be knitting, so it's gonna be called Vibe and Knit. And in this series I'm going to either it'll be me knitting for an hour straight without saying anything, or it'll be me doing a Q&A like I am now, or just updating you guys and then knitting for the rest of the time, or crocheting for the rest of the time. It's just kind of like a crochet with me, but it'll be long, like literally an hour of knitting or an hour of crocheting with maybe I'll do thunder sound, rain sounds instead of music. I don't know, we'll just see. Something new I want to try, just so I can get more done when I'm knitting and crocheting without having to update and all that stuff like I have to do with Crochet With Me or Knit With Me. But this time I'm going to be doing a Q&A. 2 weeks ago I asked you guys to ask me questions. I asked the same thing on Instagram, so I have questions from my YouTube community page and questions from my Instagram, and I'm going to be answering all of them. It's 18 questions, so it's not really a lot. I don't know if that's a lot. It seems like a lot, but I'll answer them really fast, so it won't seem like a lot. But in today's video, I'm going to be knitting the Chunky Novice sweater, and this is how it's turning out so far. I already split for the sleeves, so this is the sleeves. It's weird if you don't know how it's supposed to look, but it's coming out nicely. This is how it's gonna be, the sleeves right here. And now I'm just working on the body part until it reaches the length I want it to be. So that's that. I don't know if I'm going to be knitting a lot, because I kind of get distracted when I'm answering questions and I tend to stop my hands and try and use them to do this like I'm doing magic or something. But I'll try to knit the entire time I'm answering questions, and that's really it for the intro. I just wanted to let you guys know what to expect for my future vibe videos. And yeah, so I have my iPad right here with the questions that I'm going to answer, and let's just get right into it. So the first question is, do you watch or listen to anything while you crochet/knit? If so, what do you recommend? Okay, so when I'm crocheting or knitting, I tend to watch whatever show I'm currently watching on Netflix. Like right now I'm watching Supernatural, so when it's time for me to knit or crochet, I just put that on and knit to it. But sometimes I honestly don't feel like watching something when I'm crocheting or knitting, so I'll put on some music. And when I'm listening to music, for some reason I go super fast, maybe because I don't have to constantly look up all the time to actually pay attention to something. So when I'm listening to music, I tend to go a lot faster than I do when I'm watching something. But yeah, I mainly just watch Netflix, or not Netflix, but a show, or listen to music. That's really it. And then other times, my sisters think I'm weird, but literally other times I don't listen or watch anything. I just sit and knit or crochet in silence, and I go super fast when I'm doing that as well. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm just too lazy to put on music, or sometimes I don't feel like listening to music or watching something. But do I recommend anything? Honestly, not really. It's just music, so if you have music to listen to, I just listen to that. And if you have a show that you like, you just watch that. That's really it. I don't do anything extra. It's just that simple. So question number 2, I was wondering if you had any specific tips on how to improve your crocheting, or is it just practicing the best way to get better? So yeah, honestly, the best way to get better with crocheting or knitting is just to crochet or knit. There's no super mega tip oh, if you do this you'll get better. No, literally the more you knit or the more you crochet, the better you will get. When I first started knitting, my tension was not good at all. It was loose sometimes, it was tight other times, but the more I knit, the better I became. So honestly, you just have to continue doing it to get better, and you'll get better. Literally, it's that simple. It seems like, oh, I'm not gonna get better because I'm not good right now, but literally the more you do something, the better you will get. And then I knit and crochet like most of the day, so I have a lot of time to improve my work. So that's a bonus for me. But yeah, just continue knitting or crocheting and you'll just get better, because I was not as good as I am now when I first started. When did I start? I started this year. When I first started in February, but I just continued crocheting and I got better. My cat is trying to get in here. Well, not my cat, my sister's cat. So if you hear crying, that's him. Anyway, third question is, what's like your dream knit or crochet project? I don't have like a specific dream or crochet, like I don't have a dream project, but I know that I really want to make a knit cardigan, like a gray cardigan, like a oversized gray cardigan. I really want to do that. I've always wanted to do that for some reason. I don't know why, but that's something I really want to do. But I'll do that like when I really get the hang of knitting. So I'm really excited for that project. But yeah, that's something I really want to do. With crocheting, I don't really know with crocheting. I feel like I've done everything I wanted to do with crocheting, and I'm satisfied with my knowledge of crocheting and what I've done. But with knitting, I really want to make that oversized gray, specifically like dark gray cardigan. So that's a project I'm excited to make. Question number 4. Would you be open to hand dyeing your own yarn and making something with it? Absolutely. I think that is like such an amazing like idea period to do, because that would be so fun and different to hand dye yarn. Like that is not something that's easy, and then to hand dye my own yarn and then make something out of it, that's cool. So I would definitely be interested in doing that, and I honestly will do that in the future sometime. I can definitely see myself hand dyeing my own yarn and making it, and of course making a video, because like I said before, everything is content. But yes, to answer your question, yes, I would definitely 100% do that. 100%. Question number 5. Can you offer some beginner tips for knitting? So honestly, okay, a tip for any beginner knitter is, when you learn how to knit, don't be intimidated when other people are like, oh, you should try continental, or you should try English knitting. Like, it's easier for me. I don't think people understand that just because a certain method is easier for you does not mean it'll be easier for other people, or that they even care to do your method just because it's easier for you. For me, so many people are like, oh, you should try continental, Like, I'm fine with the way I knit. I'm literally fine. I'm not trying to finish my sweater, whatever I'm working on, in 3 days. I'm fine with the timeline I'm working on. I'm fine with everything. It's just annoying. So don't get intimidated when people are like, oh, you should try this. And also, don't listen to people when they're like, oh, you should start off with like socks or something. No, if you want to make a sweater, learn how to make a sweater. Because once you learn that, it'll be easy to learn how to do something small like socks. I started off making a knit sweater vest. That was my first project ever. And now making a sweater is easy to me because I know the fundamentals of how to make a sweater. And knitting socks would be a breeze because I know how the fundamentals of knitting. Like, yeah, there are terms that you'll have to learn, you know, other techniques you'll have to learn to make socks, but other than that, it's essentially easier when you do a big project rather than making something small and then having to like learn more to make something like a sweater. That's just my opinion. And what other tips would I have wanted to know? I don't know. Like, when I was in my beginner stage, I had so many tips I wish I knew, but now that I'm kind of getting used to it, I have no idea. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know. That's really my tip. I don't even know if those are tips. But question number 6. If you made your own yarn brand, what would the yarn be? I don't know why I'm struggling with this question. If you made your own yarn brand, what would the yarn be made out of? So that's a good question. If I were to make my own yarn, it would most likely be made out of something like merino wool, because it's super soft. I love working with it. And I like alpaca too. I don't know why alpaca has like this hold on me, but I freaking love alpaca. But if I were honestly to choose one yarn, it would most likely be made out of like merino wool, because I like merino wool. It's beautiful, soft, it's comfortable to wear on the skin. So I would 100% say merino wool. Number 7, how do you handle social media? Well, I don't know. I'm not famous yet, so I don't know. It's not overwhelming or anything, so I don't even know how to answer this question. Like, I handle social media fine, I guess. Number 8, how many pets do you have? So 2 weeks ago when I asked you guys to ask me questions, I had 3 cats, but we got another one. We rescued another one, so now we have 4 cats. The next question is, how old are your cats? And okay, so the first, my cat, she's the oldest. She's like a year. She's a year and some months. Then my sister's cat is a year and something. And then Kahila's cat, the third cat, he's a year old too, but he's like just a year old. Yeah, something like, okay, the first 3 cats, my cat and my sister's cats, they are a year. Then the last cat is 7 months, because we just recently got her, and the vet told us that she's 7 months old. So we have 3 1-year-olds and 1 7-month-old. This is Thunder, the cat that screams a lot when he wants pets or food or just attention, period. Say hi, Thunder. Hi. This is Kahila's cat. And this is Midnight, the newest addition. She really doesn't like to be held, but I wanted you guys to see her. So this is Midnight. Say hi, Midnight. She's the 7-month-old, the one we rescued, and she's my cat. Jeez. This is Onyx. She is also my cat. Say hi, Onyx. Yes, Onyx, you're so cute. She is the oldest. She's a year and something. She was born April 27th, so you do the math. But yeah, this is also my cat. She doesn't mind being held, but I don't think she wants to be held right now. So bye. I have to go get Fury. And this is Fury, Kalila's cat, the big boy. He's the orange tabby. But yeah, this is Kalila's cat. He's so strong. He doesn't want to be picked up right now, but I want to show you guys him. It's okay, Fury. Say hi, Fury. Say hi. Hi, Fury. Yes, Fury. They're all sleepy, so yeah. But that's all the cats we have. I know. The next question is, do you intend on learning how to sew clothes or how to do other artistic things? And I actually already know how to sew clothes, because when I was in high school, I took fashion and we had to make a skirt, then we had to make pajama pants. So I literally know how to make clothes myself, like from literal fabric. Like we had to, I don't know what those like sheets are called. I totally forgot, but you know, you have to cut out the shape of the fabric. Like I had to do all of that. I had a sewing machine I learned how to use, and yeah, so I actually do know how to sew my own clothes, but it's not as satisfying as literally making something out of yarn. Like with fabric, it's just like pieces of clothes you put together, and it's cool and I love the process of doing it, but to me, like, the satisfaction isn't there like it is with a string. You're literally making something out of a string. Like, I think that is just so much more interesting to me to do and to see. So I would honestly rather crochet or knit. Do I intend on learning how to do other artistic things? Honestly, I'm fine with what I'm doing now. Crocheting, knitting, I'm good with that. I don't know what else I would want to learn or need to learn. Like drawing, it doesn't entice me. I think people who draw are like super talented, because I literally can only draw like a stick figure or something on Procreate by watching a tutorial, but just to draw like from the top of my head, no. So that's not something I'm interested in doing. I'm fine with my knitting and crocheting, and that's what I'm just going to stick to. The next question is, what's the best yarn for crocheting sweaters? So honestly, acrylic is really good for crocheting sweaters. Acrylic yarn like Red Heart or Impeccable, like yeah, Red Heart is like super stiff. I would personally recommend using Impeccable yarn because it's super soft, but it's still acrylic. And I just posted a video of washing acrylic projects and it did not shrink or anything. It actually got softer. So I would highly recommend using acrylic yarn, and it's cheaper too, like more accessible. Like you can buy it in a lot of places. So acrylic is really good for sweaters. The next question is, which do you like more, knitting or crochet? Honestly, okay, in a way it's a tie, because like I love crocheting because it's so easy. I literally do not have to think at all. When I'm crocheting, it's just zoop and then I'm done. With knitting, it's a lot more challenging. I have to actually pay more attention to what I'm doing, and it's, I don't know, but for some reason I like knitting more. And yeah, it takes longer to finish a project than it does with crocheting, but I don't know, for some reason I love the challenge of knitting. With crocheting, I think it just became too easy because I learned everything I wanted to learn, so now it's just like monotonous. Like when I'm making a panel, it's just like, okay, just crochet, go up. But when I'm knitting a panel or something, I don't know, I feel better when I'm doing it. But when I'm crocheting, I don't know, the process of crocheting is not as fun as it was before, but I love the outcome of every crochet project. With knitting, it's just, everything's a mystery. I don't know how to do like German short rows. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. So there's still so much to learn with knitting. So I think that's why I'm excited about my knitting journey. But with crocheting, I've done everything I wanted to do. The next question is, what's something you'll never crochet or knit? Okay. For both, I will never knit a shawl. I'm sorry, I don't like shawls. I would rather knit a sweater than make a shawl. And with crocheting, I'm not doing granny square. I'm just not. First of all, I don't even care to do patchwork anymore, much less a granny square. Like, no, but granny square is a big no. I'm never doing it. I don't care. I will only do it like literally if I want to do something insane, like maybe doing a video of making something I never want to make or something like that. I will literally only do it for a video. Literally only do it for a video. But honestly, I don't even see myself doing it anytime soon in the near future, because it's not cute to me. Granny squares aren't cute. People make it look cute, but to me, it's just not cute. It's not something I would want to wear. And shawls, I don't care to make a shawl because I'll rather wear a sweater. Shawls aren't ugly to me, but I don't know. I think I'd just rather make a sweater than make a shawl. So that's my opinion with that. The next question is, how do you feel about having sisters that work in the same hobby? I love it. I love that they work and that we have the same craft, because I get to steal their yarn. They have so much yarn, and I'm lazy. If I don't need to buy yarn, I'm not gonna buy yarn, and they always buy yarn whether they need it or not. So I like shopping in their room and stealing their yarn, because that means I don't have to buy anything, and then they always have extra to give me, even though they're like, oh, you're not gonna take my yarn, please. I take it all the time. So I love that we share the same hobby, and it's fun to talk about. It's fun to bounce ideas around with each other. I love it. We love matching, so then I think it's cool that we get to make our own clothes and then match at the same time. Like, it's just awesome. I love that I really love that we're in the same craft. It's so fun, but I love it. The next question is, how old were you when you started crocheting? So apparently I was 5, because my sisters were 7 when they started crocheting, and we're 2 years apart. So literally I was 5, I guess. I don't really remember being a 5-year-old and crocheting, but that's the only thing that makes sense. Like when they were 7 crocheting, I was crocheting as well, and I guess I was just 5 crocheting. So yeah, that's Kahila's cat, Thunder, crying. He cries to get in and then he cries to leave. Never ending cycle. Anyway, the last question is YouTube / crocheting your full-time job? And I want to say it is, and then I want to say it isn't. Like YouTube, like I get paid from YouTube, I get paid from people buying my patterns, and then I also have a portfolio of investments that I trade daily where I make money from. So like I have multiple streams of income coming in, so it's like I'm just I don't want to say anything's a full-time job. I just have multiple streams coming in from YouTube, crochet patterns, trading, and yeah. So but I do spend most of my day crocheting and knitting because I work from home. So yeah. But anyway, that was the last question, and that was fun because these questions were actually different from the questions I got. Where's my other one? From the questions I got the first time I did a Q&A. So I actually enjoyed answering these questions. But next time I have a vibe and knit, it would definitely be me like knitting for like an hour straight or something like that, just so I don't have to talk. But I do enjoy talking sometimes, but sometimes, you know, you just want to be able to knit or crochet or something like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for asking me questions. I really enjoyed answering them, and thank you guys for watching this video. And since you guys enjoyed it so much, be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post another video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.